Morning, dear students. Today we are going to learn about phylum Mollusca. So first we need to have a general outlook about the nature of the members that is coming under this phylum. So let's see all the members. They are all triploblastic. Triploblastic means what? Their body can be divisible. Means we can demarcate the body into three main layers like ectodo, endodo, mesodo. So that is why triploblastic. And body nature is mostly soft-bodied and unsegmented. Segmentation is totally absent. So in Annelida, segmentation is an important distinguishing feature, but here the segmentation is totally absent. Symmetry, body symmetry, it is bilateral symmetry, and sometimes some of the organism that comes under this phylum are asymmetrical too. That means uh, it's not possible to get equal halves by cutting through any of the planes. So asymmetrical forms also present in this phylum. They are all coelomate. Coelomate means they all bear coelom to body cavity. And one important, notable, characterized feature of this phylum is mantle. It's a fleshy. What is this mantle? I will show you so closer. In this picture, that green portion, this is the mantle. Is a layer. It's just like a wrap that is wrapping around the smooth visceral body part. Visceral body part means stomach, we can say stomach, digestive, all the visceral means what? Soft internal organs. So all the soft internal organs are covered by a fleshy layer called mantle. So that is a distinguishable feature of this phylum, fleshy mantle. Then above to that mantle there present a calcareous shell, and this calcareous shell is secreted by the mantle. Okay. Um, then also one more another distinguishable character, that's the presence of a muscular foot. Here we can see muscular foot, this structure, this portion. So muscular foot also is a notable feature of the members that comes under phylum Mollusca. Then this phylum includes the common members are so many are there. It is rich with the different species, and with regard to the number of organism that comes under the mollusca, it comes just next to arthropoda. Okay, so this phylum is a means number of species wise, it's a such a rich phylum. So let's see some few common examples that we are usually used to watch around or near to or in our nearby places or courtyard, these organisms. So that's why I'm mentioning the names of some. Slugs means this type of organisms. I think you have at least once in your life. Sometime you have watched this type of organisms in your compound wall or in the courtyard, like that. Snails also is common. It's a common organism. I think it's very few only haven't watched this organism any time before. So snail, clams means this one. It's meat we used to cook as a part of our food. Then oysters, pearl oysters, squids is also edible. Octopus, and so many are there. And so next we are going to understand about the abundance. So means species wise abundance. 1 lakh living species are there under this phylum, and 35,000 were fossilized. They were extinct. So because of this rich species diversity, it occupy a position next to arthropods. Okay. Then we need to learn about two terms. One is malacology. What is malacology? It's a branch of science that is dealing with the study of mollusk. So malacology. Then another branch is there, conchology. What is conchology? Conchology is nothing. It's a study of molluscan shell. So conchology. So let's see the general characteristics. So we are moving to general key salient features of phylum Mollusca. Habit and habitat. Mostly marine, but it's not mean that they are only marine species. That mean here freshwater species also present, and if you are terrestrial too. Okay, so it is widely dispersed. Then body, regarding the body, I already told you it's a triploblastic, bilateral symmetry, and some are asymmetric with regard to their body plan. Then body nature, it's soft, fleshy, and unsegmented. Body can be divided into head, visceral mass, and foot. Visceral mass means that mass of internal, soft internal organ. So visceral mass, yeah, we can see here that spirally coiled mass of soft tissue. Spirally coiled mass of soft tissue, and that tissue includes all the internal organs like digestive organs, excretory organs, and reproductive organs. Okay, then head. The anterior end we can see the head, and it bears that head bears mouth, that eyes are present here, eyes, then tentacles are present, and visceral mass, that visceral mass we already have seen in the former slide, that it is covered by mantle is there, a fleshy layer that cover and protect the internal soft tissue, soft organs, that is mantle. So again we are saying about the mantle. Mantle is otherwise called, see, not that name too, pallium. This pallium, already as I already told you, is a muscular fold of the body wall itself. Muscular fold of the body wall itself. It covers the visceral mass both dorsally and laterally, dorsal side and lateral side. That means it just wrapping around that soft visceral organs. And there's a space also there in inner to that mantle. That space is called mantle cavity or pallial cavity. Mantle is otherwise called pallium. That name, that term also we need to note and keep in our mind. Then head, as I already shown you, it's with mouth, eyes, and tentacles. Then foot, here we can see the foot area. It's ventral, thick, muscular, and locomotor. That means it is helping locomotion. And that foot is variously modified. Modify from one species to another depends upon its mode of locomotion, how it is moving, whether it is creeping, or is it burrowing, or is it swimming. So based on their mode of locomotion, that foot portion is modified diversely among different species. Then going to the calcareous shell, it is used to protect, like any other animal. If there is any shell or cuticle or such structures are present, certainly its function is, it is meant to protect the body, and that is produced by, I already told you, it's produced by a mantle, and that shell can be either internal or external. And some case in some organism like slugs, there is no demarcating shell is absent. So next is about the digestive system. As we have seen in the former slide, that the visceral organ is coiled. That itself means that digestive system is not straight; it is U-shaped. Generally, so there are some organisms where the alimentary canal or digestive tract is straight. So such species also here. But anyway, generally we can say like that. Its digestive system is U-shaped, almost U-shaped. And one more important structure we need to understand: radula. Radula is function ways. It is similar to our teeth. It's a rasping. It's a chewing organ in this mollusca. It's a tongue, teeth, the tongue. We can understand it like that. Radula. It's a characteristic feature. It is a toothed rasping organ. Radula, and this radula is absent in bivalves. And where this radula is present, it is present in a sac called a radular sac and kept inside the buccal cavity. And it is kept inside the buccal cavity. We know that tongue, where's the position of tongue, is only possible to keep inside or possible to locate inside the mouth, that is buccal cavity. So here also like that. Radula is a notable character, and the radula we can locate inside the buccal cavity, placed inside the radula sac. Circulatory system, open type, there is no closed, blood vessels are absent. But in cephalopods is one class that we have. So we will see about the different classes that comes under the phylum. Anyway, now just note that cephalopod is a class that comes under the phylum Mollusca. So in that class, circulatory system is not open type. Okay, that we will see later. And the circulatory system consists of a dorsal heart, and that heart possesses one or two auricle and one ventricle. And respiration, how? With the help of gills or ctenidia. And along with that, pulmonary sac also present in some organism. Excretion by means of nephridia. In the case of annelids too, we have seen that the excretory structure there is nephridia. Here also nephridia. Then coelom, as there is no closed blood vessels. Coelom contain blood. As coelom contain blood, that type of coelom we can call it as hemocoel. Then true coelom is highly reduced, means some other tissue might have developed there. So coelom space is highly reduced. The nervous system C is a peculiar type, is well developed with paired, not that term, paired ganglia. Nervous system consists of ganglia, means it's a collection of nerve cell bodies. So think that these are all ganglia. They are all paired. Okay. And these paired ganglia are connected each other. So those connection between the ganglia on the same side are called commissure, commissures. And those connection that connecting the ganglia on two side, between the two side or opposite side, they are called connectives. So by that way, here all connection will present. Here all it somewhat looks like a ladder. And depending upon the location of the ganglia, we can name those ganglia like cerebral, that means somewhat near anterior end. Pleural also next to cerebral ganglia. Pedal means foot, near to foot, and those ganglia near to the visceral organs are called visceral ganglia. Anyhow, ganglia are paired and they are all connected. Why that connection is required here? To convey whenever one impulse or some stimulation happens somewhere, need to be transmitted to all other regions of the bodies without within a fraction of second itself. So that connections are very essential. So that's the peculiar feature of the nervous system of mollusca, ladder like nervous system. Sense organ. Sense organs we have seen that eyes are there, tentacles are there. Osphidium. Osphidium means what? Osphidium is a special type of sense organ that sense the quality. It is present in aquatic species, aquatic mollusks, to sense the quality of water. What is the condition? What is the chemical nature of the water? To understand that, Osphidium is present. Statocyst is another sense organ to understand the orientation for balancing the organism like that. Then reproduction, they are mostly gonochoric. Gonochoric means what? Sexes are separate. There will be present separate male and separate female. Fertilization, internal fertilization also present in some, external fertilization also present in some other form. Mostly oviparous. Oviparous means egg-laying type. Development, direct development present, indirect development also present. Direct development means development without the form means presence of any larva. Indirect means in its life cycle a larval stage will be there, and generally the larval form in mollusca is called veliger. What's the name of the larvae in annelid? Annelid? Tocophore. Okay. Tocophore larva is the larvae of which organism? Nereis. Okay. I'm just brushing up. Okay, leave that. So far, under this mollusk, 1,10,000 living species were recorded till now. So let's see. This next we are going to understand about the diversity, size ways. How much diverse is the this organisms that comes under mollusca? Size ways. So means so much diversity is there. There present microscopic type of organism to very gigantic forms also present. So I am familiarizing you some gigantic forms. One is giant squid, Architeuthis dex. So first I am going to show its a small video. So you just compare the size of that organism with the size of the human who are standing beside to that. So because of that big size, they are raising it using crane. So that much big members also present. So let's see what's its growth, how much it can grow. It can grow up to 21 meter long, and it can put on weight how much? 250. It can grow up to 250 kilogram weight. So that much giant big. And its eyes, if we consider, if we look to its eyes, that even have the size of a football. So we are the size of the football is very much familiar to us, so we can understand that much big is that squid. So that one more, a clam. I'm familiarizing you next. A clam species, a giant clam, Tridacna maxima. So first we can see that. So see the size difference. Our palm and how big is that clam? So that much big. See the difference, size wise difference. So that's the thing. So let's see what's about its growth rate. It can grow up to 1.5 meter length and can weigh as much as 270 kilogram. That much huge one. Okay. So next we are going to see the classification of phylum Mollusca. Phylum Mollusca is classified into 7 classes. 7 classes. And who classified the Mollusca into 7 classes? Hyman LH. So for memorizing that name, that's why I pronounce it like that. Hyman LH classified the phylum Mollusca into 7 classes. And how he classify, based on what aspects he classify the mollusca into 7 classes. One, he consider the symmetry of the body, and some characters of foot, its shell, mantle, radula, gills, nervous system. And let's see which are those 7 classes. Aplacophora means something are absent, so that means A. Then Monoplacophora, bivalvia or Pelecypoda, Polyplacophora, then Gastropoda, then Cephalopoda. I mentioned somewhere in this video itself. I think some former slide. Cephalopoda. While mentioning about what I point you this term. Yes, regarding the circulatory system, generally open, and it exception is cephalopoda like that. Okay, anyhow, so that's another class, and the last one is scaphopoda. So these are the 7 classes, and we are going to learn about each class, its features, and one at least one example of each class. Okay, first one, Aplacophora. They are marine mollusk without shell. So, without shell, a mollusk is there, is a marine and also is primitive worm-like. Benthonic. Benthonic means it dwell the bottom portion of ocean. They are worm-like. We can see the image here. And its body we cannot differentiate into head, foot, or mantle or anything like that. So it's simply a worm-like appearance, and is the most primitive one. And as we look to its body, we can see some numerous calcareous spicules are projecting from its body. Calcareous spicules, we can see. And what are the other important features? Let's see. Worm-like body. I already told you worm-like body. Body is bilaterally symmetrical. So, for getting equal halves, only portion is to cut through center in one place. So, poorly differentiated head. Okay, right. Then, under this class, there are two orders. First one is Ketodermatoideae. They are all burrows. They feed on microorganisms and organic particles. Then one more order is there, Neominoideae. They are creepers. This one is burrows. This one is creepers, and it creep through the mud surface of ocean and also over the nidarians. Nidarians, we know that. In anthosovans, so many polyps we can see in such type of anthozoan colony. Polyps, so many polyps are there. As this organism creep over that colony, it can feed on these polyps. So that's mentioned indirectly mentioning is food also here. Then these members of Neominoideae are popularly called solenogastes. Why they are called solenogastes? One feature, one peculiar characteristic is there. They bear a longitudinal channel where on its ventral side. I will show you later as we move to some other points. That time I will show you a picture. So anyhow, now just understand that they bear a longitudinal channel on the ventral side. Then regarding the digestive tract, as it is a worm, in the general character section, we have seen that we learned that digestive system is U-shaped, but here as the organism is worm, like that's why it is straight. Digestive tract is straight with the mouth at one end and anus at the opposite end. Buccal cavity contain a simple radula, rasping organ. Nervous system also I already told you what type. It's a primitive type, ganglionated. That means with ganglia, and its appearance is like a ladder. I already explained to you, so I'm not going to explain it once more here. Sexes are separate or unite. That means gonochoric as well as hermaphrodite also present under this order. So we are going to see an example of Aplacophora, that is Neomnia. Neomnia. First I'm going to show Neomnia worm-like. So you can see. So this I want to pause. Mm, look here we can see a groove. Regarding that groove, I just mentioned Neominidae. So we will see about that later. Okay. So that is Neominidae, worm-like organism, primitive, free-living, marine. Need to note those terms. Marine mollusks found in abyssal depth. Abyssal means deep, means bottom of the ocean. Body worm-like, bilaterally symmetrical, and regarding the digestive system, it is simple, straight with the primitive radula. I'm just going to show you the radula, appearance of radula. Don't think like that. This is the appearance of that worm. Almost, it is worm-like, without shell. This image is a typical picture of a typical molluscan. So don't consider that this is the appearance of Neomnia. I'm just going to show the appearance of radula. So that is why I bring this picture to here. So radula, this is the radula. We can see teeth. rasping organ, chewing organ. Okay. So it digestive system simple and straight with a primitive radula. Food, they are carnivore. It feeds on Idarian polyps. I already told you with the help of radula. Then pedal groove. So that's what pedal groove. That's about that slightly mentioned here. So that's what we are going to see in the video. Also, I just point you that you have to note a groove there on the ventral side. So regarding that groove, I am going to explain now. That groove is called pedal groove. It is ciliated too. So that means a groove is this one, and its side are ciliated. So ciliated midventral groove from near the mouth. This is mouth, from near the mouth to the cloacal aperture at the hind end. So hind end somewhere cloaca is present up to almost near to that. This groove extend. The pedal groove extend, and it contains some ciliated ridge. So this one ciliated ridge. Ridge means what, you know, that a bump like area, and that ridge represents the vestigial foot. Not that name. Vestigial foot means foot is present, but it's not that much functional. So that's vestigial. Okay. Then respiration through general body surface. Gills are absent here. There's no lungs too. Then circulatory system, open type. Then heart is present with a single auricle because it's primitive type. Nervous system with a distinct brain and ganglia, paired ganglia. Reproductory aspects, they are hermaphrodites. So this one is hermaphrodites. I already told you in the general features that gonochoric and hermaphrodite forms also present in this um, class. So regarding its structure, some two contrasting views are existing. We are going to understand those two views just for our understanding. So first interpretation or view regarding the Aplacophora structure is that this is the example that we are learning under that class Aplacophora. A fold of tissue in that ventral groove in the form of ridge. That means some scientists, they are believing that a foot is present for this Aplacophora. Okay. And the posterior space and the narrow space on either side means the space inside on either side of that foot that represent the mandible cavity. So that in that way they are emphasizing that mandible cavity also present for this Aplacophora. Then we have already seen that spicules, some spicules are extending from throughout its body. So these same scientists, they are considering those spicules as mantle. So in that way, they are telling that this Aplacophora possesses foot, mantle cavity, and a mantle. So that is the first interpretation, that perspective. So the second view is that Aplacophora possesses no distinct foot, and it doesn't possess even a mantle. So mantle and foot are totally absent. That is the second view about the Aplacophora. By this, I'm going to wind up today's section. Next class, we will learn about the another class, Monoplacophora. Thank you. I'm an icon, man. My girl about a 10. I should fuck her in a Benz.